What is up, fellas? Welcome back, gentlemen. I am reviving the real news. How are you guys doing today? Well, I hope you're doing well. And it is a crazy 3 or 4 day stretch of weather where I'm currently residing. Yeah, it really truly is. 60s and 70s. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, and I do believe even Thursday. So that's pretty cool. I hope you guys are well. Yeah, I hope you guys are. A lot of people will not be sincere or genuine in the reply to that, nor when somebody asks. People just are not genuine. People will lie. They'll tell you they're whatever, and they're really not. Bizarre, but it's true. It happens anywhere and everywhere. It's fascinating to watch the human species on days like these. I guess specifically watching the opposite gender. It's really, really bizarre. This kind of weather makes people peacock. It gives this false sense of happiness and this other stuff. It's just so funny to watch people act out of character with these pseudo emotions and gestures, and it's just so bizarre. People never stay themselves and never even keel. It's always some excuse to not be in reality. It's always an excuse to be sexual or over sexualized, or it's always an excuse to go fucking peacock for validation and attention. I hate it. You just can't enjoy anything anymore without it being ruined. You can't. Just take reading, for example. You can't read anything today, anywhere at all, in any kind of format, without being attacked or over-sexualized or any of that stuff. It is so bizarre. I don't know. That's just me, fellas. I just think it's weird, man. I really do. People act like oh yeah, hunky-dory, happy-go-lucky, kumbaya. It can be the same kind of whatever, the sun, everything, but it could be 10 degrees, 15 degrees colder, and the same said people are going to act all wussified and miserable, complain, and blah, blah, blah. I hate it, man. It's like, my goodness, people, what happened? Them phones and the internet really, really destroy people that much? And with that said, I think it's hilarious to watch people bitch and cry. They walk out their house and it's 30, 40 degrees and they got like no clothes. But they complain. Oh, well, I'm not going to put this on. I'm going to work. I got to... Okay, well, you guys already know where I'm going with this. They're going to get mad when you look. They're going to get mad when you say, well, put some fucking clothes on. Like, it's 35 degrees and you're walking out 98% naked. It's dumb. But what I'm just rambling because I find it hilarious. I do. Like I'm in a blue collar or whatever class or whatever in America right now, and at 7:38 in the morning, I seen one decent looking Caucasian chick dressed up, walking out like it's we're in Siberia or somewhere up there that cold. And within an hour and a half later, you would have thought I was living in fucking Daytona Beach or Miami, Florida. I'm tripping my ass off. I'm like, man, you guys are weird. Like, 1 minute you dress like you're in Siberia and it's minus 40 degrees Celsius or whatever. And an hour later, you act like you're on the beach in Miami. It's 97 with the jungle swamp humidity. Yeah, right. I digress, man. It's just comical to me. It really, truly is comical. And of course, the kids get all messed up in the head with this nonsensical garbage. 17 degrees outside and go out there in a tank top, slippers, and stupid boxers. And then these women wonder why their kids are sick. The flip side of that, it could be 87 degrees, and you got motherfuckers that'll walk out in winter coats and stupid fucking hoodies and beanies and all this. It's so dumb, man. It's just, ugh. It's crazy as heck, man, how warped and distorted people have become. It really is. But, whatever. To each their own. As long as you stay in your lane and don't bring that crap to me, I really don't care anymore. Kind of goes hand in hand with, we all are aware of what happens when we go out in society or have to go shopping anymore. It's disgusting. If you gentlemen go look at real news, real history, there was a time in a place in the not too distant past, people had some self-respect and some pride. Like when you walked out your front door or your back door, you were representing your house, your family, your community, your neighborhood, your job, maybe your place of education. You guys catch my drift? And you dressed and acted accordingly. Like you had some dignity about yourself. Like women dressed like women with manners and class, and men conducted themselves as men the same way. The way they dressed with their attire, their shoes, their jacket. Today, man, you guys know where I'm going to go with this, man. This beach beluga land whale, nonsensical purple, green, yellow hair, fupas flapping everywhere, nasty ass feet showing with the cankles and all this other horrid foot fungus. People walk out, man, with, good God, America, people walk out with tampons dangling out their wazoos, wearing pajama pants. People don't even brush their teeth or get the cakey, sandy stuff out of their eyes. There's no dignity and respect, and there's no anything. There's nothing. It's crazy as heck. Mothers will not even dress their kids anymore. And kids will go out with no matching anything. One sock, no sock on the other foot. One shoe, Spider-Man. The other one is Timbuktu, Tijuana, Dora the Explorer. Who knows? They'll have a Batman jogging pants on and a freaking My Little Pony t-shirt. Like, what the hell? Maybe it's just me, guys. I just don't like any of it. Nobody has dignity and class and respect. Nobody cares about their appearance. Unless they're peacocking and they want that ATM, SIP money. Nobody cares about their shit. And it's crazy. I struggle with it because even though I am who I am and I know my situation and my harsh reality, I will still physically and mentally force myself to leave the house in an appropriate manner. And I don't want to. Gentlemen, please explicitly hear me. I have no dog in this fight, and I don't give a flying fuck what I look like. But I'm not going to conduct myself that way, and I'm not going to lose respect for myself. But no, I don't want to go spend whatever time in the bathroom. No, I don't really give a fuck about my outfit. No, I can care less about being shaved and this and that. I care about brushing my teeth. But I don't care about that other shit. Because I know at the end of the day, it is a waste of time. It's pointless. Because things are not what they were even 20 years ago. It is more detrimental to my health worrying about what I look like, spending the whatever in the bathroom, doing all this stupid wasting whatever of my own fucking mental health sanity shaving, I just, it's not the same. Like, it used to have a little whatever pizzazz to it, and I used to get a little kick in my step when I was younger, and when things were different. But today, I'm a nobody, and I don't care to be any eye candy for a beach beluga land whale. I don't care to be eye candy for a fucking meth head, a junkie. I could care less. Like, I want to be the opposite. I want to be as unpresentable and unapproachable and anything as possible on God's green earth. Because I don't want fake attention. I don't want fake anything. But I am who I am, fellas. And I just do it. I do it. Because I refuse to be like the average American. I refuse to be like the stereotypical fucking person. The typical Caucasian nowadays. I refuse. Ain't gonna catch me walking out there looking like a... I better watch my mouth. I'll never do it. Nobody cares about their shit, man, unless they're peacocking for... Ugh. It's sad. And all this diversity, inclusivity, and the POC, and all this bullshit is to blame for it. All your fucking ghetto urban rap crap is why nobody gives a fuck about their appearance, their clothes, and anything. It's sag my pants down my fucking ass crack, wear my fucking hat backwards like I'm in fucking prison, wear some fucking clown shoes, put on a wig and whore paint. There is no dignity and respect. Fuck your rap music, fuck your urban shit, fuck your ghetto clothes, fuck all that lifestyle. Miss me with your crap. You fucking ruined everything. Fucking 8-year-old boys, fucking pants don't even fit them. Motherfucking 2 generations of fucking humans walking around not even knowing what these things mean. Why you wear your hat backwards? Why your pants fall off your ass? Makes me fucking sick. And in my culture, in my color, if you conduct yourselves appropriately and you dress decently and act decently, you're a fag. Get out of here. It's because you're fucking ghetto, urban, fucking animalistic bullshit. That's why. And I don't care. It's the truth. You don't like the truth? Tough shit. Shoe fits, wear it. This fucking urbanization, ghetto, fucking hood, wannabe thugger-own bullcrap. I hate it. I know exactly when and when all this changed and when it started and everything. Started in the fucking 80s and it hit home in the 90s. Fucking disgusting urbanization and ghetto hood crap of every aspect of our life. No, I don't apologize for that tangent at all. Makes me sick as a fucking man. I wear clothes that fit me. My pants don't fall down to my fucking ankles, and I'm a homo? Man, you better check yourself in the motherfucking mirror, yo. That's just me, gentlemen. You know, I act differently, I think differently, I conduct myself differently. And no, I don't care that what I said about not giving a shit about fucking shaving and all that other crap. I don't care about it. I've given a shit less over a decade ago. It's pointless. It is so pointless and stupid. But I will take care of myself to the best of my ability. As long as I'm alive. Because I'm not getting labeled in that category. I'm never going to be in some stupid-ass Walmart fucking video. I'm not going to be in some fucking Home Depot video. I'm not going to be in any of that nonsensical bullcrap. You come at me with that kind of stuff, you better have insurance on your fucking device. You bet your ass and take that to the fucking bank. I hope and pray each and every person who hears me talking today does not do this kind of stupid stuff. That is the most... That is a big... Ugh. I don't get it. Now I also get it why I do get why a lot of people don't want to do it no more and why they stay on their stupid devices and get everything delivered to home, which I'm conflicted over that too. And and that, gosh darn it, I'm sorry for this tangent, but it bothers me. Because when the conduct, the appearance, the self-respect, the dignity, you know what comes with that, gentlemen? Your surroundings are affected. Go look 4 decades ago. There was no Budweiser, Pepsi, and needles everywhere. There wasn't Dorito bags everywhere. There wasn't stupid diapers everywhere. There wasn't candy bar wrappers everywhere. You see, when people cared about themselves, when people cared about their appearance, their conduct of character, how their children looked and conducted and represented the neighborhood community, the family unit, the house, all of that, you see, the surroundings were affected. The yards were affected. The sidewalks, the streets, the storefronts, the gazebos, the town halls, the community centers, the rec centers, the bowling alleys, the pool halls, the drive-ins, the root beer stands. Want me to keep going, fellas? I'll pull up any and all archive stuff that I can get access to. I'll show you. These people didn't have money and all this material nonsense, but I'll be damned if you couldn't have dropped a piece of pizza on the fucking ground, picked it up, and ate it. Today you do that, you're liable to get syphilis, gonorrhea, herpes. You can go back 4 decades ago and go look at the crappiest urban ghetto whatever, and it was still more safe and sanitary than any crap today. Go look at old archive stuff from California or the Midwest of America. And you can go see the poorest of the poorest, how they conducted themselves, and then go look at their surroundings and how pristine. Why? Because they had respect. They cared about themselves, their appearance. They cared about their community, their neighbor. Today, it's a bunch of garbage. I don't know, guys. That stuff exists today, sure. Far and few between in gated communities, your little punk ass Karen ran homeowners association where you spend 6 figures to live and somebody tells you when and where you can fart. Somebody tells you what kind of grass to grow. Somebody tells you when to wake up in the morning, take the trash out, and pull the weeds. When somebody tells you there's too many oil spots in your fucking driveway. Yeah, I know all the ins and outs of that nonsensical garbage. You can miss me with that. Label me all you want. Label me a failure or a loser because I don't conform to your slave system. Fucking 6 figures and I'm told when I can fart and what kind of grass. You can suck my sweaty ball sack. Sheesh, man. See why it's important to have respect for yourself, dignity, class? Because it affects everything in your life. It affects your community, your neighborhood, your front yard, your backyard, your driveway. It affects everything. It's also a domino effect. When 1, 2, 3 do it, it kind of trickles and spreads to everywhere else. People kind of want to keep up with the Joneses, you know what I'm saying? But today, oh no, it's the fucking backwards, back-ass opposite shit. This one wants to be a slum-ass fucking thug wannabe loser, and guess what? Now everybody wants to do it instead of the opposite. Makes me sick. But gentlemen, I digress. Let's revive some real news. Yeah, sorry for that. That was probably about 10 minutes longer than I wanted, but that just pisses me off about nobody has conduct of character and dignity anymore. Nobody cares about basic things. Hey, gentlemen, I'm just going to tell you right now, this is not going to be about men's stuff. This is not going to be like the normal things I do, okay? This is kind of a little personal thing, but this is also going to do with a current real world event that is going on in America. So if you guys overseas don't really care about this country and stuff, ain't no ill will in my heart. I got nothing against you. And by all means, please feel free to leave. Don't listen. And I have, like, again, I get it. I don't blame you because it doesn't affect you. And anybody else who doesn't like real world events or current things and such like that, or you don't care to hear me, speak on this situation with my personal stuff in it, because I have been directly involved in this, but in a different, obviously a different time period, and it was in a different state. So, yeah, that's my disclaimer, guys. So if you don't want to listen to this and you don't care about, the stuff that's going on in America and stuff like that, yep, go ahead and click out of here. I appreciate you. I'll catch you on the next one. All right, gentlemen. For those of us who live in the United States of America, excuse me, I don't know how many of you fellas are aware or not aware of what happened on February 3rd, which was about 10, 11 days ago. I'm going to go ahead and just say this now, okay? I'm going to go ahead and dox myself a little bit here. I really don't care. Ain't nobody can do nothing. What I'm about to talk about happened in the state that I was born in, okay? I know this state like the back of my hand. There ain't gonna be nobody to tell me one way or the other, this, that, and the third. I was born here. I went to school here. I've traveled all over this place as a child. I know what I'm about to say, and I also know a lot more about this. And I have been involved in this directly. But it was in a different state. So with that being said, what happened on February 3rd happened in the state of Ohio in America, United States of America. There's a small community, a town called East Palestine. They have, obviously, a railroad track goes through this place. And on that day, there was a train going that was carrying cargo, 150 cars, I think. And what was it? I think 5 of them were empty and 9 of them were tankers carrying hazardous, chemicals. Toxic, hazard, poison, whatever you want to label it. Bio stuff, you know what I mean? Toxic. Several of those, tankers were involved in the 50 cars that derailed. And those chemicals in there is some serious stuff. Now, what has happened since then is because all these different chemicals react. I have to be careful what I say and don't say. I don't know what YouTube is going to come at me for this kind of stuff, me talking about this, because I can tell you my cousin was saying some stuff about this last night, and as she was literally sitting next to me showing me doing whatever, she got her stuff in trouble. I mean, like, I watched her type whatever, and they come back with this warning or message. Well, you need to be aware of what you're saying or what you're about to whatever is this, this, and this, and we can suspend or we can disable your account, blah. I'm like, what the hell? But I digress, guys. I know what I'm saying. Look, I'll just go back in time. I know about this from years and years ago. I think I've spoke about this before in the past in my videos. I have real good experience, very good resume, and I went to school for what's called catering and concession. Like, I took a bunch of classes on like the business aspect of it, design, all these kind of things. Like, I know I know how to run a whole business on it. I know how to draw a layup on it, like all these kind of things. I know how to run the electric, the water, the propane. I know how to do all of this. Anyways, this is back when Obama was president, okay? That's how long ago this was. This is before I went to prison for child support. I was I had the food vending rights. Well, 80% of the food vending rights I had for this air show called Thunder Over Louisville. One of the biggest air shows in North America. It's a very long event. Like, the main thing is on the weekend, but it opens up and everything before. You know, it's very long, very, it's exhausting, physical labor. It's long. You'll serve thousands of people within, 2 to 5 hours. But I digress. Anyways, so we did this. And everything starts to end and shut down on Friday and Saturday night. We've packed up, shut down everything. Most of my company has left. They've went on their separate routes. Some people to different jobs. Some people back to the shop, the warehouse, or back to the headquarters for their, whatever was going on. It was a business. We, did different things. I was going back to the main headquarters, with the money, paperwork, and other things. And it's like 2, 3 in the morning, and I get a phone call. It's the owner. He had got a request and a fax. Not only from the state governor or the attorney general, but he got personal stuff from the government. I do believe it was the White House or it was FEMA. There was a natural disaster in Kentucky, Ohio, and Kentucky, United States of America. Kentucky and Ohio are neighboring states. East Palestine train accident, natural disaster happened in Ohio, which was February 3rd, 2023. The one in Kentucky I'm talking about, same exact thing, same thing. This happened when Obama was president. So this train in Kentucky did what it derailed. It was along a river. The way the train tracks was exactly the layout of this river, like the bank of the river. So the phone call is happening at 2, 3 in the morning. And the owner's kind of explaining to me what's going on, that the White House is involved, FEMA's involved, the EPA's involved, National Guard, the military. Like, that's how serious this was back then. They've got all kinds of companies, okay? You've got the train company, you've got hazard companies, you've got to have special equipment operators come in from all over America. You've got to, it's the real deal, gentlemen. Like, what I experienced when Obama was president, it was the real deal. Like that, I'm telling you, listen to my voice. We were told at any moment we could die. At any moment, it's over. We had this, I'll get to all that. So, there's a lot of these companies, places, and everything there. Naturally, these people can't leave. They can't go to grocery stores. There wasn't Uber back then. You couldn't do anything. But they're doing serious work. They've got to eat. They've got to sleep. They've got, hygiene. They got to do things. We were contracted by the federal government to be the company to go take care of them. Whether it was the police, the fire department, the military, FEMA, the federal government, the hazard people, the crane operators, the railroad company. Everybody. We were ordered to go set up and take care of them. I had no fucking idea what I signed up for. The same chemical that is in the East Palestine right now in Ohio is the same thing that I was involved in. Vinyl chloride. Why was this so deadly and serious? And why was this... Look, they had special ops in marine outfits. I can't even go look up the signia or the call signs for, because that's how secretive and how severe this was. I watched the most craziest equipment I'd ever seen in my life come on these semi-trucks you fellas have never seen in your life. I've never seen semi-trucks this size. I've never seen cranes come in like 20 different pieces. That's how big this stuff was and how serious it was. And as this is going on and things are unfolding and it's we were not, look, this is a 24-hour thing going on. I started it because I was the one in charge of the business, and I wasn't the owner, but everybody knew I was the one in charge. I kind of had privilege. I got to overhear things, and I got to be included in stuff, or oh, hey, you want to check this out, or you want to know what this? I got privilege, access to stuff. After 3 or 4 days of taking care of everybody, feeding them, going out and getting people out of the field, bringing them to get them warm, things like that. We had to do some shit. You had to go in there and transport people. You had to, get them hot food, all kinds of stuff. Coffee, hot cocoa, water, man, like constant bottles of water. The hand warmers. It's crazy, man, crazy. But after 3 or 4 days, somebody finally kind of pulled me in private and explained how serious it was, how deadly it was. And they used the term domestic, you know what? I don't want to say it, I think it would get me in trouble. We had to sign non-disclosure agreements about what was going on, who was there, the active chemicals. I can tell you, we were told that if it did go we were told if the wind picked up even whatever degree of strength, it was probably over for us. We were told if it rained, if the river did X, Y, Z, it was over. We were also told if the pressure in the tanker changed, and the fissure or the whatever did burst and exposed, and that stuff, once it hit the water, we were told it was over. And I can also tell you that all of the supervisors and the people that were in charge, after we signed the NDAs, they took all of us who were civilian. We were not government or military. They took us all in a group in a tent in private. And we were told, at the sound of this specific thing, where to go run, and what to do, and what prayers to say. That's how serious what's going on in Ohio right now is. Gentlemen, I did this. And I will tell you, if you go looking, go Google it right now, DuckDuckGo, whatever. Please do this. Go look up train derailment in Kentucky. Go look up vinyl chloride train derailment in Kentucky. Go start looking up West Point, Kentucky. Go start looking it up. State Route 66 in Kentucky train derailment. Oh, hey, gentlemen, guess what they do, these cum-guzzling gutter sluts? They scrub the fucking internet. The only thing you're going to find that I'm aware of is the out-of-court settlement, so the railroad company and the federal government didn't get their asses fucking sued. Yeah. My sons were 1 second away from not having their dad. Now you want to take this to the current events today? They've arrested any reporter that tries to tell the truth. Any and everything, like I told you about 10 minutes ago, is being scrubbed in real time. This video might get scrubbed the second I post it. I watched my cousin last night sit right next to me. Literally watched her do this. And I saw what they did to her. I saw the damn shit. They were going to ban her before she even hit the post or send. That's how on top of the keystrokes and everything they are regarding this train derailment and this vinyl chloride. And I sincerely dare anyone to call me out and question me. We can have a private conversation about what I've done. We can talk all about that train derailment in Kentucky. And I can tell you exactly when and how they do this, because they don't have to do what they did in Ohio. I was there in Kentucky and I know how they did this. There was no leaking. There was no intentional explosions or burning. That's why I really wonder what happened in Ohio and why it happened in Ohio. I know how this is supposed to go. I fucking worked it and it could have died. I was 300 yards away from the tanker that was leaking into the river. I know what they put in the river to stop the chemical. I know what goes in there to absorb it and soak it up. I know what they do into the soil to stop it. I know what this does when it gets in the air. I know the instant reaction when this gets into a water supply. I know what this does to the lining of the nose, the sinuses. I know what this does to your skin. Gentlemen, Reviving Real News did this years ago. That's why I don't fall for anything in the news right now about this. Because anybody was trying to tell the truth got arrested the day it happened. You see, gentlemen, I know what the equipment they brought in was. Obama and his government paid for the best of the best at spur of the moment. Engineers, operators, handlers, everything to come in and get it out of there. Low key. Hey, gentlemen, there was a media blackout ordered by Obama. I read that paper. I saw his signature. The FEMA people took me in their all white trucks. Some of those trucks are just satellites. The other ones are real deal heavy duty stuff. I went into one of the satellite ones, and they gave me the pleasure of reading the letter from the government, from the president. There was a blackout. There was no media anywhere. There was a no-fly zone, and I'm telling you, there was a no-fly zone. No, there was no nothing. We were not allowed phone calls. We were not allowed to call and check on it. No, there was none of that. And I can tell you the day that once all the equipment was set, all the cranes were put together piece by piece, everybody was flown in from all over the world, when all the engineers and chemists and handlers had all flown and arrived, I know what they brought in next. I know what goes on and how this can I know how they resolve this. I know. And it is not the government who does it, gentlemen. Hear my words. The government is not the ones in charge. Yes, civilians are hired and they do whatever. Please understand who runs this show. Please understand who's in charge and calls the shots. How do I know? I was going to get a cup of coffee at 11, whatever in the morning before lunch started to go serve these gentlemen who are going to putting their lives on the line. And it's wintertime. I went to go unzip my jacket a little bit and go get a cigarette out because I smoked cigarettes back then. What do I find on my heart? Gentlemen, what do you think is on my heart? As I'm terrified, shaking and probably dropping piss down my fucking leg. There was a dot on my fucking chest. And that's when Reviving Real News learned some real news. That's when I became fully aware of the non-disclosure agreements and who runs the fucking show, fellas. You will never see them. You will never hear it. Gentlemen, I'm telling you, I was there for over a week. You don't see them. You do not hear them. You don't even sense their presence. You don't know what they're going to do when they do it until after the fact. And yes, guys, I was terrified. But then that's when I took a good breath of relief because I understood everything now. You bet your ass the military runs the show. Those were the real boys with the real toys. Now, I know what the public reason that they were there was when it after the fact. I know after the fact of why people were allowed to know of the military involvement, the special ops, the special units that I can't look up signias or call signs for or anything. But I also can tell you why the guy did what he did. He did it to let me know what was going on and we were okay and safe. But he also did it out of respect. For as much as we respected them, they respected us and appreciated us for feeding them, keeping them warm, giving them water, giving them hand warmers, bringing them stew, whatever it may have been. Yes, afterwards, when Obama and the agencies lifted, when everything was clear, when the tanker was actually lifted up by the equipment and the operators, and the special people could get in with their equipment and stuff, and everything was checked off as cool. Some of those men introduced themselves to me, and we spoke and shook hands and everything. Those guys are a real deal. They are the real fucking deal. That's why I know what's going on in Ohio is garbage. I've lived in this and I know what goes on. You don't have to do what they did. What I'm curious too is to the lack of, at least as far as I can tell, the lack of military involvement in this. Which is why I'm going to call BS on what's going on in Ohio. And I'd be happy to talk to anybody about my experience when I was contracted to do this. I'd be happy to point out to anybody. I'd be happy to sit on the internet and go through whatever. I'd be happy to. I can't make this up. I've seen some shit. It's exactly why on February 3rd and February 4th, I knew there was something not right about this whole train thing. Because I've been through this when we had one of the worst leaders in the history of our country. And it was done in secrecy. I'm telling you, gentlemen, that train in Kentucky did what it did. And within, I would say, less than 12 minutes, they had that motherfucker lock and key. They had people in flights en route. And they were already contracting people to go take care of the fucking military, the police, the firefighters, the hazmat, FEMA, the EPA, the Kentucky fucking National Guard. Yes, I know what this goes like. I know how it's supposed to go down. And I also absolutely know they could do this without releasing, burning, or exploding anything. Yeah, I'd also know, guys, it's different railroad company. It's different track system. Different president. Yeah, I know. Moral of my story is, guys, this is not a scenario to pay attention to the news at all. How the hell, just go look up train derailment, State Route 66 in Kentucky. Or it might have been State Route 48. You can go on Google Maps and go look it up. There's an abandoned gravel pit right there. You got the river on the one side, where the tracks are, and there's the road, or the state route, and then across the street from the state route is the gravel pit. Like, how in the fuck would I know all this? Because I don't live in Kentucky. I ain't never lived in Kentucky. I only worked there. I've only worked there, and I've went to I went across the Ohio River, and I've gambled once or twice in my... No, I drove people to go gamble. I got paid to go drive them. They were married men who ran their own businesses, and the owner of my business was friends with these guys. They would pay me good money to not tell their wives that they were gambling and going to casinos. No, they were not American men. So yeah, that's why I did it, because I didn't give a shit. I was a kid. It was good money. I didn't give a fuck. I still do not understand what happened with this train thing in Ohio. There's a and this kind of goes to what I was saying in my video yesterday about the perfect storm. Hey, you want to revive real news, gentlemen? Why do you think Mr. President and the Divided States of America military in the last 96 hours, the 96 hours after they burned off this chemical train explosion derailment nonsense in East Palestine, Ohio, as Governor DeWine from Ohio and the Pennsylvania governor decide to do what they did to that whole city and have people be evacuated, or it's a federal felony. They killing off animals. Livestock are destroyed. Farmland in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Kentucky is ruined, contaminated. What did they do in America to make sure nobody fucking knew about any of this? Let's go Brandon and Dick Fuck Trudeau come with the great deception of my UFOs. Now, all of you fools, instead of paying attention to a very, very minuscule nuclear fallout explosion of chemical with very deadly consequences, airborne, in the water, or touching your skin. How did they get you not to know about it? How did they distract you? How did they get you oohing and eyeing? My UFOs. We're shooting down my UFO Chinese spy balloon, licking my ball sack. Shut the fuck up. Ain't no damn UFO, nothing. That right there was the PSYOP. That right there, the last 96 hours over Canada and America, was to get you not to know what the fuck they did in Ohio. The question y'all should be asking is, why did they do what they did in Ohio? What is the game? Was this a beta test, a trial run? Was this to leak stuff on purpose? Was this to, come on, gentlemen. Think about this. Think about this. You have a very serious natural, man-made, it's a disaster. 20-some, 30-some thousand people can't go to their homes. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't you dare listen to one fake book, YouTube, whatever. Fox, MSNBC, anything. It is not safe to go back to your homes. Any and all of you people in Ohio, do not listen to them. Don't go in your homes. They had a guy on the news this morning. He's probably arrested right now for talking about this because they want you to go get sick and die. The guy was home less than 5 minutes. He couldn't breathe. His head was so bad. But the second he got away from all of it, miraculously, yeah, you guys get where I'm going with this. Don't go there. Don't go home. It's not safe. And they also aren't telling you when they're scrubbing off the internet. When the people are going home, guess what? Their beloved pets and stuff, their livestock, gone, dead. Excuse me, guys. Again, gentlemen, don't fall for the fakeness. And I'm telling you why Trudeau and Brandon pulled off the great deception of a Chinese spy cigar-shaped cylinder UFOs. Because they don't want you knowing what they pulled off in Ohio. I know how this works. I know how this should have went. I can tell you if this was not some kind of bogus distraction or test run or PSYOP or whatever, I can tell you that nobody would have known about this train derailment with the chemicals until after it was resolved. Just like nobody knew about Kentucky until after I had been sent home and the last golf cart, gator, whatever you want to say, was loaded up and packed up and gone. Nobody knew about that train derailment and vinyl chloride. Nobody knew at all about any of that. Because they knew of all the different scenarios that can come when that stuff gets out into the public. They also know that crazy people exist. But let's fast forward to February 3rd, 2023. You got two things happening. Everybody wanted to talk about it and everybody knew about it. But in the same breath, they started to scrub the internet the same day. And they were arresting, handcuffing, taking away actual listed, registered news reporters reporting the news there, taking the pictures, talking to the residents. They got arrested. That's why I know what I'm saying. This is not the same. Something funny and fishy is going on with this whole scenario here compared to the one that I got paid to go work in. There is something off with this. And they let it into the air. You guys had enough? Have you guys really had enough of this? The deceiving, the lying, the conniving. Are you guys going to maybe start using your digital devils as much as you are? Are you going to start to become aware, situationally aware? Are you going to start to think about and check where you get your sources and your news from? Are you going to start to question things more? I think you should. Because I'm trying to tell you that I've been through this. And what is happening now is not the way it goes down. It's not how they do this, okay, guys? It is not. These things are kept quiet. There's media blackouts involved. And the real men come with the toys. The real men come in. And then those real men are watched, supervised, protected, and guided in silence and in darkness by the supposed best of the best. Because God bless America, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, I lived it. I lived it. I have never seen such crazy equipment in my life that the military has. The things they used in the river, I ain't never seen men in trees like that before in my life. I ain't never seen people, guys, I can't even descript the things I saw that they can do. Two and two is 4. It's not 14. And it's also much simpler and easier to continue fooling the fool than trying to convince the fool he's been fooled. Hey, you're not going to get reviving real news, pal. No, I don't know the whole truth behind this, but I do kind of want to understand it. Because I've done this before. And I'm conflicted at this, and that's why I know something's not right, guys. This chemical is in the air now. I tried to explain without getting into the detail because I don't want to get in trouble. This absolutely is a whole different animal when it comes in contact with fucking water. Well, what the fuck is in the air? Water molecules and particles. You're going to tell me? No, we're not going to go there. Yeah. This is serious, guys. This is serious. But hey, I'm not an expert. I'm not any kind of whatever. I don't have no stupid crackerjack box degree that you pull out of some. I don't have none of that crap. I just have real experience, training, and whatever. Like, I've done this. No, I wasn't the ones in there doing whatever, but I was there. I was involved. I knew how it went. I was privileged to watch it unfold and how it works and it's conducted. I know what a non-disclosure agreement is. I know what a media blackout is. And I absolutely know what a lockdown and a barricade is. I know what that means. I know what exists to stop electronics from working. I know what exists to stop your phone from sending or outgoing, to allow only incoming. That's why I don't understand what's happening, man, because I don't know, guys. Don't be distracted, man. Don't be deceived. All of this, guys, is a perfect storm. You need to be asking the right questions. And they also need to be asking and wondering what the fuck is next. Again, that's just my thoughts on it. And the only reason I'm speaking on this and I even give a shit is because I was born and raised in Ohio. And I've been involved in this personally. My son and his mother can tell you. They can tell you. I can probably remember how scared my kid was because I think she ran her mouth and told him that I might not come home. Yeah, I won't lie. Because I was the one in charge of that business and company, and I got to talk to the certain people or whatever. Yeah, I might have finessed away or been able to have one of them or ask one of them to send a message or tell my kid whatever. Yeah, sure. Anybody else would have done the same thing. But it is something to me, guys. It is. I don't want anything to happen in the state of Ohio. I don't want anything to happen, period, to anybody. But I also don't want people to continue to be lied to and connived and bullshit. I'd be happy to discuss this with anybody. If there existed a means to plug my fucking brain into a monitor and you could display the images of my memory, each and every one of you would know that I'm telling the exact truth, but I'm holding back details. I have the images of my head of exactly how that whole thing in Kentucky looked like and how it was. I remember watching big, giant men scared. I remember standing next to tire trucks that were 18,000 times the size of me. I ain't never seen shit like that in my life, and I never will again. I don't know, guys. Something to think about, man. But don't fall for the deceptions. Don't fall for them. Start using critical thinking. Start doing your own homework, your own research, everything. Stay off of social media. DTA. Don't trust anything. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I appreciate you listening to this one if you did listen to it, because I know it's not what I usually do, but it's a little something different, and it's kind of personal to me. It is what it is. Excuse me, guys, I had an itch. crazy times we live in, and it really is a perfect storm. Be prepared. In each and every aspect of your life, be prepared. Stop being caught up in bread and circuses. Stop being distracted by poontang, boontang, and sports and games and all that garbage. There's a reason they're forcing all these distractions on us, guys, and I'm trying to show you why they're doing it. Take care of yourselves, guys. And always try to find that moment or two throughout the day where you can get away from this crap. You can take a deep breath. You can decompress. And if you can, enjoy the company of a fellow man, your brother, whatever, man. We're all we have. We're all that we have. So we got to kind of cherish it and gatekeep it. And we also, we got to appreciate each other. So, if you can do it, conversate with each other. Support each other. Things aren't going to get any easier, and they're not going to get any better, guys. Stop the hopium copium Disney fantasy shit. Stop the social media bandwagon crap. Stop buying it, guys. Start being more disciplined. And yes, I'm going to say this. Learn to start detaching from this stuff. Detaching from a lot of shit. Material things. Holding out for family. Holding out or reconciling with family. Holding out things with the opposite gender. Start detaching, letting go. The more you detach and the more you let go, the easier this is going to be for you. The easier it is to be stoic and do this by yourself. And when shit hits the fan, you will have a leg up on the vast majority. Because you won't have these distractions and attachments. You'll be detached and removed. You'll also find people won't be trying to leech on you. The less attachments you have, emotionally, physical, and all of that, and the more you start to practice detaching yourself and not being invested as in much nonsensical stuff, the easier this will be. But that's just my thoughts, gentlemen. Enjoy your afternoon. You take care of yourselves. Pay attention to what's going on around you in real time, not the social media internet shit. And as always, gentlemen, if you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. This has been Reviving Real News.